Welcome back to the Secret Underground Lair. So I haven't posted a video for a couple days. Just one of those weeks where there's lots of activity going on that requires my attention outside of the lair. But what I have been doing in the time that I've got is I put shiplap siding on both ends of the kiln. And I've cut some, this is the material I have left over to do the back of the kiln. Didn't have quite enough, so I cut another 4 slabs at 1/2 inch that will be cutting up into more shiplap. And then with the remnants of the log that I've got, I'm just getting ready to cut this into some 5/4 pieces. So I'm hoping to get at least 3, maybe 4 5/4 pieces out of that. That will be used for future projects. So I'm going to make those slices and then we'll bring everything back over to the table saw and just kind of trim it up into something a little more dimensional. Also going to try something new. I'm going to mount the camera right in here so you can get a feeling for the speed of the blade in real time, and then I'll speed it up into I'll fast forward for the rest of the cut, because it is about a 6 or 8 minute cut to get through that log, maybe 6 minutes. Anyway, that is today's adventure. And here is the slab that we got out of that cut. You can see we've got a crack here, and this crack now runs right down to the pith, so from any slice I'm going to take off here is going to have that crack in it. So I'm not really sure how much usable wood I will actually get out of the remainder of this log, but I'm going to make a couple more cuts anyway. So another 5 1/4 will get us down about here. Possibly take another 5 5/4 out of there, but it's getting right on that crack, and we are going right through the pit. So I'm going to have a crack right here, and I'm going to have a crack the other way. So I might just get one more slice out of this and leave the remainder a little bit wide, and maybe use that for 2 by 2 kind of pieces. Anyway, let's bring the saw back and we'll make another cut. Then there's the next cut. It turns out that crack I was expecting to be down here did not emerge. So this is going to be a fairly nice piece. I'm going to keep it though at 2 inches. That's some good 2-inch stock, but we'll trim that up into some square lumber. There is a large crack right here that probably goes 3/4 of the way up anyway. I did notice a slight deviation in the blade as we were going through this knot. So it just dipped a little wee bit here, which probably means that at 75% on a 10-inch wide cut, I'm probably approaching the limit of what the saw should do, and maybe back it off a little bit if I see a large knot like that. Of course, it could just mean I'm wearing the blade a little bit. But overall, we now have 2 cedar logs cut up on the sawmill. I haven't broken a blade. I'm happy with that. And in terms of dust collection, we have filled up the entire bin here with cedar dust. So I think I said previously that was a 55-gallon thing. I think it's a 40-gallon, but I'll double check that, let you know what it is. I'll put a comment in. But that is now completely full, so I need to empty it of cedar sawdust. And then I'm going to trim these pieces into, these guys into some dimensional lumber and the 2-inch slab that we have there, and then cut these bottom 4 pieces into some shiplap. So a little more table saw work to come. So here is the reward out of that log. Got a 2 by 8.5 inch plank here. Of course, it's got a crack here, so we're not going to get the full use of it. And there are two holes, actually I think 3, I think that one's also a hole, that go right through this plank. These were former utility poles, so there were bolts running through to hold things on, obviously. So that 2 by will give us certainly some good lumber, not the full length of it, but enough. And then some 5/4 pieces. This is 8 inches, this is 6.5. And then a bunch of material here, 4-inch and 3-inch, that will be cut into shiplap so that we can finish off the back of the wood kiln. It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The wood kiln is 58 degrees. It's been over 60 for the past 2, almost 3 hours. So we're getting some good heat out of that. 26 degrees is the ambient temperature. So I'm really pleased with that. I'm going to I have a moisture meter arriving today, so we'll take a measurement of the original log. I still have a remnant of that. And then we'll see what the wood in the kiln is currently at. The little dehumidifier has been collecting probably at least a pint of water, but we'll measure that as well. Anyway, time for a bite of lunch. I'm hungry. Okay, the last little bit of work that I'm going to do on this cedar log is finish off the shiplap. So I have a pile of all the boards that we're going to do here. So first step is take a pass through the saw like this, flip the piece over and go like that. We'll do that for all of these pieces. And then come back, adjust the blade down a little bit and run them through that way to get rid of the little piece that we're cutting off. So I'll put you on time lapse while I go through all of this work. This is the rest of the shiplap that we'll use to finish off the back of the kiln. So waiting for one other, for my moisture meter to arrive, and then we'll take a measurement in the kiln and see how that wood is doing. So we just used the moisture meter on the end of the log, right there. That's the maple log that we cut off. and that untreated is at 32.2%. So let's go see what we have in terms of moisture in the pieces in the kiln. So the one slab, this is the thick slab in the kiln, is currently at 10.9%. Well, let's move it around a bit. 15%, kind of in the thicker part of it, maybe 18, 19. So kind of depending where I hold it on the wood here. 15, 16, 17%. 16%. That's on our thick slab that we've got in here. Let me get down to a smaller piece. In my excitement about using that moisture meter, I turned the camera off when I thought I was turning it on. But here's what we've got. I took the wood out of the kiln and brought it into the shop. We're at 3.2%, 4.1%, 3.7. This wood is beyond dry. It's incredible. So it doesn't matter where I go. On that piece, I'm getting the same kind of reading of 3.8%. Go down to one of our bigger pieces. Again, 3.7%, 3.7, 3.8. We have this very wide slab. Still, that's at 4%. Now, I was taking readings all over this wood, and I'm going to lift these 4 pieces off and just get to the center of this wide plank, and we'll take a look at that moisture content. So this is the biggest piece that we've got. On the outside here, we're at 3.9. If I move towards the middle, 6.4, but that's still pretty dry, and we're only seem to have the biggest moisture right in this section right here. 6.7. As soon as we get to the outsides, we're very dry again. Where it's a little bit of a thinner piece, we're at 4. Two. So I am just absolutely blown away by what we're finding from that little kiln. A little bit of variation, still a little moist in the middle of the wood. I'm not really surprised about that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this climatize here in the shop overnight, and we'll take another reading in the morning. So out of the wood, we've pulled about 400 milliliters of water. That's just shy of 2 cups. We're looking kind of somewhere around 15 ounces. I'd say just shy of 2 cups of water. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to just get that thick piece back in the kiln, turn the dehumidifier back on. We'll let that go for another couple days. We got the kiln all closed up again. Got our single thick slab. That's almost the 3-inch wide piece in there. We'll let that go for another couple days and see how we do. Now, over here in Woodstock, I have the ash log that we cut up, that little short ash log. And these are the pieces that we've got from it. And I just checked the moisture on one of these thicker slices. It's around 35%. So I'm going to paint the ends of these, and we'll slip that in as soon as that thick slab is done. Just see how it does for drying out that stuff. Totally amazed. The kiln, I think, is a success. So I'm going to call that a video for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.